What is up? What is up? What is up? G Nuts, how we doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Well, I cannot complain. We are live here for our midweek market update. Special shout out to Vista Shares for sponsoring this stream, giving us the opportunity to jump on here and talk everything markets. Usually we slow down around this time on Wednesday. I don't know if slow down is even in this market's vocabulary right now. Knots, this stuff has been absolutely crazy. Obviously, everyone knows, hopefully, at this point, this entire ongoing tariff saga on a global stage right now. It's things are wild. You can see the chart over there on the left side. We are green today, slightly, barely.
Mhm.
Here, let me throw that up a little bit bigger here. There we go. Even though I'd rather have Knox's beautiful smile up here on the big screen, we do want to look at some charts and stuff. But yeah, little quick update of what's going on around the market. We are green today. We have QQQ up 0.8%, SPY is up 0.2%, IWM down 1.2%, Dow break even. VIX has actually come down a little bit today. It's at 50. That's crazy to say that it came down to 50, but we are down a little bit there. Tech mostly green. I know Meta and Netflix are red, but Tesla's up 4%. Apple's up almost 4%. There's a lot of crazy things happening right now. Not how are you? First off, how are you? Are you okay? Are you
Oh,
weathering the
I'm doing
storm
good.
here?
I'm doing good. Like you were saying, VIX is really high. We're in the 50 range here. Obviously, tariff news comes out anytime during the day, during the night. But I quickly want to go through one thing really quick that you have right on the screen right there. That 15-minute, that last green candle, not the current, inverted hammer, and we're about to fill that. If we actually do close over that wick, we're going to see the possibility is definitely seeing new highs. So definitely keep that on watch. One of my favorite setups right there. And technically that's kind of like a flag. I mean, you got the flagpole going from pre-market. We're kind of flagging, throughout the day here. It's just
This is
been,
kind of interesting.
yeah. I have one
And
MAQ long, but that's about it. I mean, I have not done that great this morning, but it's more so I've been getting the wrong, like my one short that I did, it was working, and then instantly, like maybe a minute after I entered, they said that they were in talks, and we got that big pop. So that didn't help out.
Yeah, it's kind of been a crazy morning, right? I mean, it's been a crazy like week, 2 weeks,
Mhm.
whatever you want to call it. Longer than that even. But yeah, so the quick update on all that is, and I do see that setup is actually I've been it's kind of kept me away from the shorts. Was looking at that, and over here on QQQ, I was looking. It's similar setup. You see, there was a lot of upper wicks. We came down. This yellow line right here is break even. This is yesterday's close. I have a lot of data showing that we should stay green today based on the normal conditions. The problem is if that data is right, even 90 something percent of the time, it's today could be the outlier. Yesterday definitely another outlier type of day. So it is kind of interesting, but the price action super choppy. I mean, we're within 30-minute orb here, uh, and the first hour. I mean, there's really other than that opening pop, not been much action. If we go over to NQ, you mentioned NQ. I mean, look at this. We came down yesterday. We took out the lows overnight. And we've just worked our way back up, and
Yeah,
that's about all I can say right now.
yeah, 100%. I'm in agreement.
I have been watching like Friday's range and the previous week's range, so that's where this indicator is up here. You see, here let me hide some stuff here. But you do see our NFP level was basically the rejection. This is previous week's range. You can kind of see when we lost this stuff yesterday, that's where it really got ugly late in the day, which is interesting to me. It's very interesting. Where's QQQ? I think we're right at the same point.
Yeah. Ooh, big pop.
Yeah, you see this line right here? We're getting a pop right now, aren't we?
Yeah, I just moved my
Love
stop
this.
up
Look at this.
50 points in profit. I'm up just about 100 points right here. Only one MNQ, but let it ride.
I mean, back above EMAs, this is looking pretty decent to head to the upside. I got stopped in profit while ago in that last pullback. I take my profit and run in these scenarios right now, for sure. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's look at some daily charts here and kind of see where we're at. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely wild. How do I hide the? There we go. Hide drawings. This is absolutely wild when you look at this. So last week, obviously, Wednesday, this is the day Trump announced the tariffs. We had the initial push up when it was, hey, it's 10%, across the board on everyone. And then it was like, but also it's like 54 on China and 38 on Vietnam and whoever else. I don't know, have all the numbers off the top of my head, but then things got ugly fast. And then you saw two major gap down days. We haven't even been able to get back into that gap, even on the pops that we had. So you see this Monday morning's candle, we had the big gap down overnight, opened up way down here, pushed up and got pushed all the way back down. Yesterday, opened up all the way up here, like peaked at it, and then boom, just fell apart. Today, lower. Not the best look. QQQ is. Do you want to call this more constructive?
I don't know.
I don't. Yeah. Here, we'll show you something constructive. Look at this bull flag on VIX. No, that's that's fun to look at. But I was looking at a couple things on the daily chart here. If I turn my drawings back off, we do have this kind of trend line on SPX that we are somewhat holding. I know we wicked through it, but we're somewhat like reclaiming and holding. So just here's the big picture of it on the daily, so you can see where that comes from. That's the bear market low from 22, and then also you see the low we made October 23. And if I come up here and show this to you, I mean, look where we're holding on SPX here. That is kind of interesting to me. Um, that we're holding at now. Look, also you see yesterday's high that rejected right here. That was a previous all-time high. That was last March when we were making all-time highs. We rejected right at that level, so that's interesting. Also, this low basically on SPX at the open yesterday was basically our highs from January of 22. So like the last time we made kind of a major high, we did backtest that essentially. I mean, within what 20 points on SPX, so it's not too far away there. And before I go any further, we do
Whoa,
have
look at
a
that.
Oh, whoa, whoa, yo, yo, what's up,
What's
guys?
up? We have a little special guest with us
Just
today.
hanging out. I have a little time. Thought I'd hang out.
Oh, we'd love for you to hang out.
Absolutely,
What are we
yeah.
looking at right
Evan,
now? Market falling? Where's
Market's actually
Gene everything
popping.
at?
we're
Nice.
actually popping at the moment. Let me zoom in a little bit here. I can show you. Let me turn off some of these extra indicators just to show this. Yeah, so Knots was just kind of calling this out, and it was pretty clear on SPY. So if we hide some indicators here, there we go. He was calling out this kind of flag look right here with this inverted hammer. And you could even draw it this way if you really wanted to. It depends if you want to draw a flag or a pin it, but breaking out of that looks pretty good for a test of these highs right here. Not good eye on that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I talk. I mean, that's literally one of my favorite setups. I love to look at candles. When you have something like that, the 15-minute inverted hammer right there, and then you start to see it. Obviously, well, you see that on the next candle, the big green candle. We tried to go below, we wicked, and then we started to push higher. So that's, to me, that's saying, okay, bulls are trying to step in. They're trying to push this higher. And then talking about if we get an extension and a close over that previous inverted hammer wick, that's that to me says that we're going to look for either new highs or just continue to push higher. And in this case,
Yes.
we are trying to do that, right now.
So this candle right here is what he's talking about. You see the inverted hammer right here, and then this next candle you see picks up a little bit more buyers here and just launches, engulfs that candle,
Yeah.
and does break the downtrend line that we have here. So this is a textbook breakout. Um, Sometimes you get immediate continuation on this. Sometimes you come back and like back test in here somewhere. Like even if you back tested this area, right, even in here, and then went, like that would make sense as well. That would be a decent sign. But I would love for this just to continue right
Mhm.
here and take us a little bit higher.
I agree with you.
But at the same
Looks.
time, I don't know if I believe anything, right? You're a headline away from a rip or a rug.
Yeah. I'm up 130 points here on that long. I have a stop 100 points in profit right now.
Did you take MNQ?
Yeah, only one. It wasn't at the entry I really wanted, but it looked like we were gonna push, so I kind of snagged one. So far, working out really nice, and obviously it will work out really nice with the stop and profit. So
Yeah, very key to have stops and profit right now. Not
yeah.
is that how you've been trading? I know like I've been quicker to take profits instead
Mhm.
of trying to catch big moves. I've been a lot quicker to take profits when it goes in my direction, and I've also like I'm okay stopping in profit like 4 or 5 times in a day.
Yeah,
I would rather do that than take a big loss somewhere.
yeah, I agree. And so in a case like this, I would just do a stop and profit when I only have one. But when I have multiple, let's say I have obviously anything over two, I would trim at a certain area and then put a stop and profit on the remaining. So that's kind of the way I do it, and it's worked out really good. But obviously today, it hasn't worked out. So other than this trade, made back over half of my loss. But overall in the day, including last night, I'm green. I'm green. So it's really nice. Just gotta again be patient, size appropriately. This has been a little choppy, and obviously we're trying to possibly break that chop now. So just gotta see where it goes and wait for those entries.
Yeah, what level on the upside do you think we would break this chop at? Looks like the intraday high was like what,
Uh,
1035,
the
1030.
internet high on NQ is right at around 600. It's like 597. But we are trying to break like this chop zone that we've been in for just about an hour and 40 minutes now, from about 10:45 Eastern to, I mean, really just 10 minutes ago. Um, if we could do that, I mean, I think, if we hold on the retest here, I should say, I think we do kind of push for those highs, get into those 500s, and try to see where we go from there.
And there's basically that chop zone he's talking about, and look, we're rejecting right at the same kind of area up here.
Mhm.
But this is definitely constructive looking. I have to say now, 5 minute, we don't want to see this turn into a
Yeah.
reversal. But once again, if you do, you know, come back and kind of back test this little downtrend here, it's still not the worst look in the world to break out of this and back test it and then go higher. Um, if that back test and held, I would consider taking along with you there. It would look something, something like this.
Yeah. And, one thing I thought about after I lost my two first short trades of the day um, is, if you really look at it in hindsight on today, yes, obviously we aren't pushing for new highs. And yes, there has been some dips, but you are seeing higher lows and you also are seeing lower highs. Obviously, we kind of just broke the previous one. So we could look for upside now. But there has been buyers stepping in, and we haven't seen that flusher that we've seen in other days. I mean, for example, yesterday, we were at 4% and just flushed throughout the day to end, minus 1%, but had a low of like -3.
And this was absolutely disgusting. Look at this. Even like the bounce that we got here immediately sold
Yep.
back off. The little bounce here, boom, sold back off immediately. But today it's like these dips are getting eaten,
Yeah.
dip gets eaten up, dip gets eaten up. It's a little bit
I
opposite.
listen. I do not trust it. We have not had any days where I've had a reason to trust it.
Mhm.
I said it. So maybe yesterday it's because I was saying that we were going to close the day green, like at 5%, we close the day red. Today I'm coming in. I think we're closing the day red here today. I think that I don't trust any of these rallies, or maybe we're closing it up like slightly. Maybe like one index is up like 0.2, 0.3%. Like,
Yeah.
But I think this is a red day. I
And
think
to
we'll
be honest, Evan, you can't trust.
see right there.
You can't trust anything. I mean,
No, I think every
a
trader's
headline
saying
can
the
come
same
out any
thing.
second.
Yeah, this Greer guy's been talking all morning again, and he was kind of the start of it yesterday, and then obviously the big headlines is what really hit it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and who knows if we get more headlines today. It seems like we haven't really heard from Trump today. I feel like that's going to happen. Evan, don't we have the 10-year coming
We
up
do the 10-year
very soon?
auction, 1 p.m. Eastern, roughly. Yeah, if you guys are in the chat, either on YouTube or X or wherever you're watching this, say hello in the chat. If you guys got any stocks you want us to look at, anything like that, and it all comes in, we'll go through that. Yeah, 10-year auction coming up around 1 p.m. Eastern today, and then we have the 30-year auction coming up around 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Now, there's been times where those auctions have been like everyone's looking at it, no one cares. And then there's other times, everyone's looking at it. There's times where no one cares. I think today and tomorrow are going to be a time when everyone is looking at it and they do care. So we
Yeah.
shall see. But
Yeah, especially
this 10-year auction today at 1 p.m. Eastern will be big, G-Nuts.
yeah, with the drop in bonds and the increase in yields, there is definitely something to look at today and tomorrow when those drop.
Did you guys see this last night?
I was watching it. Yes, I was
So
watching.
this is where so at 5 p.m. the bond market closes, right? And it opened back up at 8. And this move right here was absolutely crazy. This was going right into midnight. And look, we hit over 5% on the 30-year. This is the 30-year right here. And it's absolutely, I mean, that was absolutely insane. And even looking at the 10-year today, I mean, this is just what's happened today alone. That looks like a cup and handle almost.
Yeah.
Don't want to see that, but we could be try to be positive and say that VIX looks like it's bear flagging. If we're going with the positive thing yesterday it was, I mean, positive thing today. Yesterday it was obviously bull flagging and took off. Today maybe this turns into a bear flag, moves down. That would be nice. I see we have a ticker request.
Ticker request alert. Ticker request alert. I see it. Shout out RJ.
I do want to go to Apple and Knots. If you want to share your screen, because I know me and you look at things a little bit different. That way we can have two perspectives. I'll throw your screen up as well. First of all, I'll look through Apple. This is just your daily view of Apple here. It's at an interesting spot. When I zoom out and I see this is, massive volume shelf here. The further you zoom out, obviously down this 148 is a really big area. But when you look at kind of the last, 2 years worth, year and a half worth, this is the volume point of control basically that we're sitting around here. And then as I come in more to a zoomed in view, obviously you had this bear flag play out. I mean, pretty much entire market, but this one was very pronounced. But here we are. I mean, you had a big down candle, and now you're pushing back up. So it's almost a failure to go lower at this point. So that's kind of an interesting spot. Let me throw on and see some moving averages. Well below all the moving averages. The 50 did cross that 200 day, which is not great on some technical aspects. If we go to a little bit faster moving average, we're still well below the 9 and 21 here, which when I look at this, anytime you get too extended, you see how like you get extended from the 9 EMA, that's the purple one here. When you get too extended, the price usually goes sideways or finds its way back to it pretty quickly. And so as extended as we are, I wouldn't be surprised to see Apple push back into this 190 range, or at least kind of go sideways a little bit until that kind of catches back up. And then you look for like the reclaim and hopefully the hold. Now you see it reclaim the 9, but the 21 was just too much for it. And of course, broader market conditions push this down. Knots, let me put your screen up here, and I want to get your thoughts on Apple here, and we'll go through some more tickers after this.
Yep, 1 second. I'm just pulling it up, and then I'll.
Look at that RSI
By the way,
on the daily hit 18. Wow.
If you are in here listening, if you're on YouTube, you should subscribe to the channel. Give the video a like too. That's important. If you're watching on X, write something in the comment section. I don't know. Do people watch on X? I think they do. I mean, no, we got 6,400 of you have clicked in. I want at least one hello.
I can tell you this: there's been over
Empire,
6,000 people have joined on X.
No, I'm seeing it. Yeah, Raymond, it updated. Shout out Raymond. Awesome guy. CELH.
Raymond's a G.
He wants us to look at. He's always on the live stream. You see those comments all coming in one place, right?
Yeah, I've got them all right here. I'll toss them up on stage right now. RJ requested Apple. I took kind of my quick peek at it. It is at an interesting spot, but
actually,
Knots,
up there.
Knots, I want to see what you've got there.
Yeah, so right here, what I'm looking at is, I mean, this is a 200 SMA. We're on the weekly chart here, so we are trying to support that. We went below it. And obviously we are currently, as of right now, if the market were to close, if this was a Friday, we're closing above it. Obviously we have 2 days left. We have a lot of headlines left. We have a lot of news coming. But if we are able to close, above 180, holding the 200 SMA, that would be really nice to see on Apple. Also on a volume shelf right here. So around where it whipped at the low, around 170 or 169 to about 176. So there definitely is strong support around this area on Apple, and that's going to be one thing to watch as all of this unfolds over the next few days.
Yeah, definitely. Evan, you're our resident Apple bull. I thought I heard some Apple news a while ago. Was there some Apple China news like in the last 20 minutes or so?
I have not seen any at this moment in time. I can go take a look.
Okay, I know I heard something, but I don't know if it was
on here too.
It was big one. You like the music?
Too.
Yeah, it's chill hop.
What's happening? Beijing messaging insists, despite the retaliation, China is willing to talk. I think that's the kind of talk you were seeing. It wasn't directly Apple.
Okay.
It's Raymond. That should be interesting.
Ooh. Yeah, Raymond.
Wait,
shout out to Raymond. Raymond's always in the chat. A bunch of different spaces we do. I always love Raymond coming in with his different thoughts, ideas, sometimes little news blurbs and stuff there. Shout out to Raymond. But let's take a look at Celsius there, Knots. What are you seeing on Celsius? Celsius actually had some decent price action lately. And if I'm being 100% honest, after that 18-hour Spaces day yesterday, I could have used one this morning.
Isn't it interesting how Celsius is actually technically really green during this market drop?
It looks like a bull flag. I just take a look at the daily. I mean, it's hitting tons of resistance right here, which is super fun. But it's holding some of these EMAs I'm seeing. What's that? What is that?
This is
200.
That's the 200 on the daily.
200 day right there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see that too. I had it toggled off on mine. That's beautiful, Knots, and coming off a very interesting area. I see you've got it highlighted on your chart down there. It looks like a bull flag, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely can be. It's trying to hold this previous, gap up as well. So it's trying to hold that gap up. It's trying to hold the 200 SMA. That's going to be one to watch as we kind of move forward. Give me a second. The dogs are going wild.
Did Evan just rug himself too? Both of you guys are just rugged.
Oh, he definitely did.
No worries. Hey, we're having fun. We're all real people here on the stream. We're not in a TV studio, obviously, but we are doing doing what we can to bring you guys a midweek market update here. We'll see what let me throw my chart up here a little bit. In the meantime, I know Knott's probably had an Amazon delivery. Maybe we take a look at Amazon next. But yeah, I see this and I see holding the 21 on the daily, reclaiming that 200. Like Celsius actually looks kind of bullish to me, and I haven't said anything positive about Celsius in a long time. So what does the weekly look like? Weekly 9 crossing back over the 21, holding in, and we know the market's down, but holding in pretty nicely. Look at this base it built from $27 up to like $31. This base is nice. A lot of volume stepped in here, so I like that one. I like that one. Raymond, appreciate you calling that out. That is interesting. I almost want to get involved a little bit here, but I don't know, the market has me a little on edge for taking too much. Maybe some equity. I don't know, Knots. If you get free, I would love to hear if you've got any thoughts on taking a trade on Celsius right now. It's definitely going to stay closer on my watch list. Raymond, great call out here. All right, let's see. What else do we have? I see Tesla here from a couple people. Eddie Vox over on YouTube. Appreciate you joining in. Tesla. I will greatly look at Tesla. I bought some Tesla the other day, some equity. Here's what I have first off, just already drawn on here is something I've been watching closely. This 215 area. We have a double bottom down here so far. Now, obviously, the market could go lower. This could go lower. If we do go lower, I'm definitely eyeing this 175. But we'll see. I'm just looking at a general retrace here on Tesla. When I look at the low that we made last April and then the high we recently made, we've obviously come crashing back down, but 786 common fib to hold. Now I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, we're still below the 200 day. We're still below all the moving averages, but do we have kind of a double bottom here? Very possibly. You could also say this is, okay, you bounced off the same spot, immediately rejected. So I could see both sides of the argument here, and I'll ask Knots kind of what he's thinking on Tesla. But when I look at this, I see some constructive nature here. But if you took the shot down here off the same area, you're sitting decently right now. If that 215 breaks, I think you are probably gonna go sub 200 pretty quickly. 175, I would 100% be adding at 175 down there. That's me personally. That's obviously nothing on here financial advice, but that's my thoughts. Not to throw it back over to you. What's your Tesla look like?
Okay, you got it up. Yeah, so looking on the weekly, first thing, we are under the 200 SMA, we are under the volume point of control, and we wicked right there. So obviously weakness, that would be a big area that I want to get over, so over that 250. But overall, in a market standpoint, and what I think personally is I think the market is going to go a little bit lower. So obviously, the names will be affected on that. But like you were saying, I mean, looking at where we basically were just about a month, right, literally a month ago, in one day less of a month, and where we were at the beginning of this week, you do have, basically almost the same type of low, give or take $3. And then looking across, going into October, you obviously, and just even prior, you see there is support around this area, 210, 215. So that is big to see. Now, obviously, if that's broken, we obviously are going to see more downside. First one would be psychological 200. But, if you are looking in an equity perspective, I mean, Tesla's down, 40, just almost 45%, could be a place to nibble. And then, I again, if you're doing that, I wouldn't use all your capital, and especially in general, if you're just buying long term in general, I wouldn't use all your capital at one specific time. I would do it in little, me personally, I would do it in like specific lots. Let's say
Yeah.
5% of what I want to. If I have 100K, let's use an example. I could
Oh, big
shoot
baller.
5K here, 5K lower, like something like that. So again, decent area. $15 below here, and obviously we have seen a bounce, but that big spot to break over is going to be 250.
Yeah, absolutely. I have 250 is a huge spot, and then up like that 275 area again. Those are the two big areas that I'm watching on the upside. But we'll see what happens. Of course, a lot of these are market dependent too, right? If the market's just getting absolutely crushed, even if you have a bullish setup, sometimes it doesn't play out for you. So we always keep that in mind. Let's go through a couple more names here. INTC, Knots, is the next one I see from our man Trader AZ. Looks like Arizona, if I am judging by that profile picture. Appreciate you tuning in, of
You know who
course.
we need for
INTC, what are your thoughts, Knots?
You know who we need for INTC? We need BK. Big lover of INTC. But with that said, you can see I have a strong support here from months ago. And we've hit it 3 times.
Well,
You can
months
see we
ago, like
obviously
20
breached it
years ago
now.
at this point.
Oh, whoa. That's only February, January, December.
No, I know, but if you go to like a monthly chart on this thing, you'll see
Oh,
like
just
we'll
look
see
all
what
the
I'm
way
talking
out.
about. It's literally the same area from like
Yeah.
I mean this like
Oh,
19
you're not wrong.
down to 17. It's been an area. I mean, you go all the way back to like the late 90s, like before probably you were born.
Oh yeah, I was not born then. But holding above this area now, obviously, again, market is going to be, something to watch and reflect on all the names that we're talking about currently. But holding above that 1880 is going to be big. It obviously has reclaimed it here, so that is going to be an area to watch for INTC. And on the weekly, you're getting, as of right now, a spinning top right around that area. So definitely something to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see, what else can we take a look at here? I will say INTC, you possibly have the positive catalyst of the U.S. coming, wanting to invest more here domestically with all the tariff stuff going on. So you possibly have a catalyst around that, but I don't know. At the same time, INTC, it's been so beaten up. I mean, it's trading at the same levels it was trading at 23 years ago, basically. That makes me have an issue with it. What do you want to look at next? Broadcom.
If we could quickly go to that ABTO that I see. Yeah,
Brett gave us Broadcom here.
This is an interesting one. So they obviously just the other day talked about doing or implementing a $10 billion buyback, which is really good to see. Obviously, they have the capital to do it. They're trying to obviously prop the stock during a pretty rough time. And looking at it in a perspective, let's see. So again, I always look at multiple time frames. We supported right around here, which was a previous dip area. So right around that 137 area. Now we're at 161. So it's been a really nice bounce from that. And you can see as we get closer, again, basically hit right to that area on these 2 candles and has bounced since then. Watching for the volume point and control over 171 would be key. And obviously, if the market settles a little bit, this has really nice upside. And again, they believe in their stock. They're buying back shares. So, they're looking, for upside as well. They're putting a large amount, $10 billion to do so. And I believe they already have other buyback plans in place, just like many other companies do. But to be obviously conducting one currently is really nice to see.
Yeah, looking through here, I was going to see Broadcom. I'm long this name on some equity. That 140 area, there was a bunch of highs back there around this time last year, It came back and tested a little bit of a volume shelf there. It's got a lot of work to do to the upside. Of course, like almost every chart we're going to look at, obviously. But I like the area it came. I mean, it went through that volume gap so fast and then came right back up. If you take your chart and zoom out just a little bit further to get some of like this time last year, like last March.
Oh, you said zoom
Yeah,
out
zoom out a
further?
little bit further.
So that's September.
Yeah, a little bit. You see, okay, so where
This is
that
August.
see all those highs
Yeah.
right there.
So
Yeah.
resistance turns support. Yep.
Yeah, so that area it is very interesting to me. So we'll see what happens with Broadcom. I do like that. Let's see what else we have in here. We do have a question in here. Knots and
Yeah, I like that question. I know exactly. Yes, there you go. I was going to tell you that before. I'll kind of hit it first. Is it a good time to start trading? There's always a yes and there's always a no. I would say currently right now it is obviously a harder market with, higher volatility. So if you are totally new to actually day trading, it is going to be a rough experience. Unless you've been studying, but still, even in that case, it's a hard time. But I don't know. The part that I wanted to hit on this question was, it is definitely a time to invest for the long term. And again, like I talked about how I'm doing it personally, at least, if I have a capital of, let's say, $100,000 that I want to put into the market, putting it in little tranches and little lots, this would be perfect. I mean, the market is down over 20%. There are names that are down 30, 40, 50%, that are still growing. They're growing financially in every aspect. So there is definitely opportunity to grow for the long term here. What are your kind of thoughts on the trading part, though, Em?
I think trying to learn, I mean, it's always a good time to start learning, right? But to start
Yeah.
trading right now, this is going to be an extremely difficult market to trade in. Now, with difficulty comes opportunity, right? So there's always something to think about there as well. So my quick thoughts on this, as we have another guest joining us here, my quick thoughts on this is, okay, yeah, it's tough right now, but it's never a bad time to start trying to get your feet wet and learning. Now, I wouldn't put any major capital at risk if I was a new trader in this environment. But as things clear out, right, as the dark cloud of tariffs kind of passes over us at some point. Now, I mean, that could take months to happen, right? But we'll see. But as the picture clarifies, I do think there's a lot of opportunity, and I like what you said there. As an investor, it's always a good time to start investing. That doesn't mean you just buy everything right away, but to start learning. And I think you do have opportunity either here or coming, or both, right? So I'm not willing to like deploy all my cash here, and I think most people would agree with that. But at the same time, the market's pulled back. There is dip buy opportunities that are either here at this point or coming very, very, very soon. Who knows though? I mean, this could continue being. Hold on. Nvidia. There's some Nvidia news right now. Something about a back down on the crackdown on Nvidia chips just came across my squawker there. So yeah, Nvidia getting a little bit of a headline there. Sorry that I wanted to call out that live news for anyone, but yeah, I would say, and Casey, I want you to hit this question since you joined us. Is this a good time for a newbie to start trading? I think this is an incredibly difficult time to start trading.
Are we talking about trading options specifically?
Just says trading on the question. I would say, I mean, whichever way you want to go with that.
I think this is overall within the market. Like for me, obviously, day trading, swing trading options, but also long-term investments as well. So taking the advantage of the downside move that so far is happening in 2025. Yeah, to get some shares of some names that I like Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, things like that. So But the overall, how the market is right now, the conditions and the time that we're in, I think this is an extremely difficult time. Even for us traders, I've been doing it for years, going and seeing how the market is right now. I mean, we're having days where we're struggling with the price action. So I think for new traders, exactly speaking for them right now, I think this is an extremely difficult time. I think it's best to sit back, but also just watch and spectate and see how the market moves and reacts during this time and learn from that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great thoughts. I see Knots is pulling up MU right here, Micron, and that is I saw that actually 2 or 3 people in the chat were mentioning that one. What's
Yeah.
up, Everly? Everly, we got all kinds of special guests on the stream today for you guys. Good to see you, Everly. Hello.
Say hi,
Don't
Imp.
call me Grandpa. No, don't call me Grandpa again.
Say hi, Imp. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
But yeah, let's jump into Micron here. I am interested in your thoughts on this. And Casey, I know this is a name that you trade as well. So if you have any thoughts around Micron after Knots jumps into it.
Micron. I mean, we are nowhere near any trading until about 2022, 2023. I'm just playing around right now. I do have a big level below at 50, that's for sure. But we're under the 200 SMA on the weekly and the daily. So, obviously not looking good on that end. We do seem to have some dip support, exactly kind of where we are right now. We're in the 63, 64 area. But on the daily, I mean, there's nothing pretty about it. It does not look that good. Couldn't even fill the upper gap, the gap right here at 74. And I mean, I'm pretty sure this is also really reliant on, stuff surrounding the tariff news. So it's pretty hard here. Not something I'd personally be interested in. It obviously could go either way, but it looks, kind of bearish.
Yeah, we are testing some highs from like 2018 right now. I do have volume point of control on this over the last long time. You have to go back pretty far, but down around 42. So if we did come down a little bit further, if we don't hold on to like maybe 60 or this area we're kind of at, I would be very interested a little bit lower. But I could also see maybe catching a little bit here in the 60s. And I mean, a lot of this, once again, tariff dependent, market dependent. And Micron is a big piece of AI, right? They're very, very involved there, which I am going to take a second here. And I do want to shout out our sponsor, VistaShares. VistaShares, they've created this AIS, which I've got it pulled up. You can go to vistashares.com. You see it down there on the bottom of your screen. But they're focused on AI, basically. And we know that by 2026, demand for these high performance connectivity solutions is going to absolutely skyrocket as this AI infrastructure stuff scales. So what they're doing, they're looking at what's the backbone? What are the picks and shovels of AI? And they've built this AIS ticker around it. So if you're looking for some type of exposure in the AI, like the AI atmosphere, I guess, or realm of trading in that sector, give AIS a check. Maybe put it on your watch list. Read the prospectus, of course, not financial advice here, just a launch point. And you can see right here on their website, they have everything. And where I'm going to tie this together, you see some of the largest holdings, Micron, the third largest holding that they have in this right now. And you also see Taiwan Semi, a big piece of this. You see NVIDIA, of course, in here. Intel, that we talked about earlier, is in here. And a few other things, Vertiv, some other names that you hear around spaces sometimes. So big shout out to VistaShares. We appreciate them for sponsoring this stream today. Check out that ticker AIS for sure if you're interested in AI. KC, Micron, I know you've traded this multiple times. I know you've traded, I mean, when it was in this range, it seemed like you longed down here in the 80s over and over, and you shorted up here like in the 110s. Now it's finally broken out of that range. What are your thoughts around Micron?
So the weekly actually was in a bear flag, and it was in a squeeze to the downside. And that's what that move that we have right here that we're seeing. So it was in a huge bear flag right there. You can probably articulate some kind of head and shoulders maybe in there as well, but overall just giant bear flag consolidation. Squeeze was showing to the downside. It finally broke out. If you zoom out, look left, 2018, 2022 highs. Yep, right there. If you mark that, it should line up around 62 maybe ish dollars or so. And where it is currently sitting at right now lines up about right there as well. If you go even farther, go to the monthly chart and draw a trend line from the 2016 low up until right now. I believe it's like 2016. Yeah, I hit those lows. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I wouldn't have seen that.
so
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is a massive trend line. Okay. MU just went a little bit higher on my list.
So I was, as Knots was talking, I was eating lunch and going over to my Weeble screen right here, and I was looking at it real quick on all time frames. I was like, "Oh, this shit actually looks pretty nice," and I checked it, and I was like, "Yeah." So it's back testing a weekly area from 2018 to 2020. It can be an SR flip spot, and then also zoom out. It was the monthly trend line. So I would expect to see a little bit of a bounce here. I do like it.
Yeah.
Also, really quickly, we are pushing higher on NQ. We're back into the 500s. Almost was at highs there. We were about 20 points off, and then we just dropped.
So the pivot point is sitting right here. You see, I have two different fibs drawn. I have one drawn from Monday's low, and then I have basically the same kind of drawn from yesterday because it's kind of giving me little areas to be interested in. And you see where we rejected this morning. It's the halfway retrace of yesterday's down move. So this upper side, and that's exactly what we just looked off over here on the left side of my screen. I've got the same thing on ES. ES was lagging a little bit. You see, we hit it this morning on that pop at 10 a.m. We haven't quite made it back up there just yet on that, but we did get this nice move up here. I wonder if sellers don't just come in hard here around these highs of day, though. We'll have to see. Good call out on that, Knots. I was kind of watching it. I saw like we got a little bit of a pop across the board. Apple is trading up at highs right now. Apple, how often? We don't see this very often. Apple having 4 to 5% days. That's wild.
No, you do not. No, you
Tesla
do not.
5%. Look at Tesla just consolidating up here at the highs. I don't know. I'm still nervous in this market with all these headlines, but who knows? Let's hit a couple more tickers here. I saw. Let's see. Last week, I know we went over Rivian. I don't think much has changed there, but I'll pull it up real fast.
No, not really.
I don't think much has really changed here. Boy, the monthly chart's not fun. Let's not look at that. Yeah, nothing's really changed from last week. I mean, yeah, we are a little bit lower. We're still in the same big consolidation range. I mean, 10 to 11. You talked me into buying a little bit of this, but this is your box right here. You just need to hold above this. You're in a downtrend. Needs to try to break above that. But there could be some positive catalysts coming there. So we'll see what happens. Casey, since you joined a little bit late, is there any tickers that have really just stuck out to you, maybe on a daily or weekly, that you want us to go over?
Honestly, no.
I hear you. That was my general thought.
I've just been watching. I mean, a lot of things on the larger time frame. A lot of the bigger picture. Sorry, Everly. They got invalidated with the move down last week. So I'm just kind of taking things slow and seeing how the market's just reacting. So overall, there's nothing really. I was looking at Boeing on the larger time frame. It was back testing a monthly trend line as well. I believe it recently broke it to the downside, and I haven't checked it. But there was a few names. It was near a big key area of support, but I believe it did. Let me see. Yeah, like I don't know, just names like that. It's got big support down there near a trend line. So I mean, I was watching that, but it looks like it's breaking and closing underneath. So
sorry, I glitched out there for a second. This is one of those trend lines that like could be a break and a reclaim, and that's your long.
Yeah, so it's setups like that. Like again, you have to really zoom out right now because of where the market's at, and take advantage of the weekly and monthlies and look back. I mean, almost 8 to 10 years back to see these kind of setups. But real quick, SPY, it is doing a break, retest, and hold above this pennant and this trend line. It's been in a 30-minute squeeze all morning, leaning upside. I do think we're going to hit that 505.6 target here soon.
When we started the
By the way, we're
stream,
pushing.
Knott's called out this inverted hammer on the 15 right here into this bull flag breakout, and look, this flag broke, created another mini flag, and now it's continuing up towards high of day.
Yeah, it's looking good. We are getting there. I mean,
Are we gonna do that right
we're
into this
inching
auction
closer
here in
and
5
closer.
minutes?
Yeah, right. We're either gonna rip on the auction or just absolutely get murdered on it. We'll see how that works out.
There's a
someone
NFT level right there.
said, did we do PayPal yet?
Which one? PayPal?
Yeah.
I don't even.
And then someone said hymns.
All right. Let me pull up PayPal. Boy. Ugh.
I do have to state one thing on PayPal. I have a couple of friends
Oh my
who
God.
are advisors, and they're all being told that PayPal is very good here.
I mean, it either holds here or it goes down to 40. I mean, there's
Yeah.
really no in between at this point. Boy, that I don't know. Nothing excites me about this chart. Sadly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well, that's a tough look. I want to say something positive here, but there's. I mean, do we have it? No.
No, right now it's just poo pal.
New high,
Yeah. It is.
almost new high of day here on
Yeah, we're almost there.
on
Yeah.
NQ. We are right. So one thing I would watch if you are watching SPY right now, this is the previous week's low. This is last Friday's low that we lost yesterday and crashed down from. That's probably going to be your main target. So like if you've been long from down here, you should be trimming into these highs. Right here is your IB high, that first initial balance, first hour of the market. That's also your high of day. And then, my ultimate target would be 505. And I don't know, you could get stuffed right here, honestly, when you look at this again. But I don't know, it's constructive right now. I'm not willing to fade it. Yeah, I'm not willing to fade it. But
Yeah.
yeah, PayPal, just to finish that thought, I mean, talk about a name absolutely beaten up. I just would need some type of positive catalyst. I mean, not just like the market turning around, but some type of positive catalyst going there, like narrative shift. This is just
Mhm.
beaten up bad. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, in a minute here, we do have that bond auction. So that is going to be interesting. In an hour, we have FOMC minutes. So we do have some stuff coming up, kind of news wise. The next one they stated was hymns. And Ray actually brought up a good point. I saw this earlier today. Martin Shkreli did say PayPal is a buy last night.
Interesting. We had him on Spaces the other night. He was on with us talking for
Oh, yeah?
for about an hour or so. One of those other marathon spaces that I ran. Knots, do you want to do hymns on your chart?
Yeah. I'll pull up Timothy.
Timothy. And I know this is one of the names that you know fairly well. So that not only do I want to see your technical analysis, but I want to kind of hear your thoughts around it.
Yeah, so for the first, okay. Let me get rid of one thing. Hold on.
And we do have that auction happening.
Yep. So for hymns, first time in just about 7 months that we have actually broken under the trend line. This trend line has been holding very strongly. So now you got to look, to lower prices. Sitting on the 200 SMA on the daily currently, right around this 26 area. We do have volume point and control and support around that 20 area. And if we were to push a little bit lower, I'd say like 17, 18 would be a big spot. So, got to hold here. If not, we're looking 21, 20, and then 17, 18. Looking at the weekly, let's see. I mean, again, you're kind of seeing the same type of stuff. a big spot around 17, 18. You know, this whole entire area right here. There's just been so much shares traded, so much volume. It's just going to be a big cluster area right there in general. So there's definitely stuff to watch. Hold on, just heard. Oh, never mind. Sorry. I thought the data came out. I heard someone else say something.
I'm watching. It's the DOM's starting to move a little bit here. I'm gonna go to like a
Yeah.
NQ chart.
So, quick overall, HIMS. So one thing about HIMS is they're a domestic company, so they do everything in the U.S. So that is something to keep in mind. And they're a growing company, but technical wise, again, same kind of boat as every other company. Depends on the market. Sitting at the 200 SMA right now. The weekly 200 SMA is just a little bit under.
Bro, we just ripped
we are
faces.
pushing. We just got highs.
Big rip.
Yeah, just got highs.
Massive rip.
Just hit.
All right. Oh wow. Massive rip here. My next area I have on NQ is the 714 to 730 area. Just heads up in case you're looking to do anything here.
Gnarly.
We popped over on ES too, so ES has got some room.
505.60 just hit.
Did we hit 505 on SPY? Okay, we did. It's still pushing. IWM, big pop as well. Pretty much everything just made a new high of day.
Yeah, and to tapped that.
Wait, I almost pulled the trigger to fade this, and I didn't. Hey, I was sitting here with my hand on my mouse like this, like over and over the button. It just didn't pop up high enough for me.
Big spike there. So we are pushing here. It looks like the data may have been good. I don't know if it's truly out yet.
No, it's definitely out.
Yeah.
I think the good sign is here.
Hold
It's
on.
not a complete panic.
I will be right back. I just have to go mute for a minute. Sorry.
Apparently, this is one of the better ones we've seen. I'm looking at some of the smarter people that I follow. Yeah, 3 basis points stop through. They bought this thing like crazy. Boy, I missed the short. I was looking.
Did you
for
fade
like,
it?
Oh, I was looking for a few points higher. I wanted like 714, 715. It went to 708. I'm going to watch this play out for just a second. We'll wrap up the stream here before too long. Casey, what's for lunch today? Oh, Casey rugged. Oh, he's back. Hold on. Casey, I was just asking you what's for lunch today.
Oh, hibachi.
Ooh. Gotta go figure out what I've even got left. I haven't left the house much lately. I am watching this. I don't. Let me see. Let me throw up my chart here real fast. Here's got ES and NQ side by side. Over the halfway retrace, you see this golden retrace up here. At this point, I'm gonna take this one off and this one. And we did respect these fibs decently well. Yeah, if we get up here to that area, we'll see what happens. The other thing would be to buy the back test down here. But this may just keep going. You may get some short covering if this settles some fears of anything breaking over in the bond market.
I'm tempted to fade it right here on SPY and ES.
I am. I almost. I was looking at SPY puts actually. I think I may actually. 'Cause on SPY, this is that previous week low that I was just talking about earlier. Look at that, perfectly into it. I don't know, it's a tough spot. If you short it, it's got to be a scalp, right? That's what Knots is doing right now. Knots is shorting the hell out of this.
I did. I
Oh,
faded a
man.
little bit.
Just if this holds right here on ES, this is a super bullish look. That's right on IB high as well. Oh, you see this, so 708. I wanted 714. I was gonna hit it for a reaction at least. Oh, it's a 100-point drop that I missed out on. Casey's in his Robinhood app right now, or his Webull app right now.
I am. I'm covering some right here on ES.
Yeah. Yep. I missed it. Oh, I just floated over the button and didn't pull the trigger. That's all right. I am green on the day. Can't be upset over that. Where did QQQ make it to? 427.5. That was yesterday afternoon's resistance too. Trying to do some research on these bonds before I curve this up. We do have those FOMC minutes. I don't know how much the market's going to care about those with everything else going on right now. And all this stuff that's happening now was probably not really wasn't really going on when we had FOMC. What was it, 3
I
weeks
just got
ago or so?
filled on more of a cover here. Gonna move the stop up to entry, but right before when SPY was pushing, I said there was that 30-minute squeeze. Target upside was 505.60. That candle went to 505.70, and that was the target for upside, and then the short spot to scalp it back down to the EMA. So working out beautifully, both upside and downside here.
If you were going to long this, you would want SPY to hold up here. 502. Otherwise, it's probably going to go test 499, 498 again. Oh, that was a big trade that I missed out on because I was. Listening to news squawk, all kinds of stuff. All right. Well, we've been live for just over an hour here. I don't know. Knots, are you still around? Where did Mr. Knots go? I missed. Oh, Casey, this short is playing out so beautifully.
Yeah, I got one left. I'm looking for just a tad bit lower, but I got to stop moved up. Want to see 500 on SPY.
Dadgummit, dude! I was looking at SPY 498s. They went from like $1.60 to 270 already. Oh, I'm not chasing it now, and back test is. I mean, I guess you could technically still look at this as the back test, but I think this is gonna fail. I just feel like this is about to crush right back down through everything. Yeah, look at this 15-minute candle is looking rough. This turns into like a red shooting star. I may jump in late even on this. Like maybe let it do something like this and then come down. U.S. appeals court sides with Trump and clears the way for 18 federal agencies to fire thousands of federal workers. That just came across the newswire.
I'm back.
There he is.
Are you long here?
No. I missed
Was it
I missed
good?
the short. I missed the short by a few points there. Didn't get in it. KC got in it. Beautiful scalp, and then this is not looking very good.
I did try one MNQ here at 4 to 5. Right into the 21 on the 2-minute.
Yeah, 5-minute.
My question is, do you know if the data was good?
I believe it was good from what everyone I'm seeing. Like some of the people I follow that are big into that world. Like this guy, he's a ex Wall Street guy. Nice auction. Bid in the bonds. Should offer some support. Kick save is what he called this.
Okay. Very interesting. My long is doing pretty good. I put a stop in profit. Nothing too crazy there. Again, it's only one MNQ. I mean, trying to play really light right now.
Because this is what I'm talking about. If we start rejecting this NFP level right here,
Yeah.
and look, we rejected.
I
Remember,
have
I
a stop
called
and
out the
profit of
previous
40
week's low, Friday's low up here, which technically this should be the NFP level. I don't know why the indicator's showing it down here.
Ooh. So I'm up 4, or I was up 40. Oh, okay, I just got stopped. I moved my stop a little higher. Okay. Nice little 45 pointer, 40 like 2 points.
I can't complain about making money.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
I will say I looked at a couple things on the daily chart when we came down the other day on QQQ. You see this weekly? Look where the weekly opened at. This you see my dashed line here at 408. That was previous all-time high from back in 2021. So I had that. I do see the 200 week down here, as well as my fib extension that we haven't quite gotten down to yet. On SPY, we got to this exact fib extension. Look at this. So I used this 1.272. I used it on all time frames. If you look at the exact low on SPY, it was right on that fib extension. So like we bounced right here. This is 618. We bounced here, went back to the 382, got absolutely crushed through everything, and that was our bounce spot so far.
Okay. Looks like I got a pretty good spot.
But
there.
yeah, on the daily, it is interesting, but you know, at this point, like there's no being bearish, no being bullish. Really, it's like okay, the big bearish move is played out. Do we get more continuation and do things of this uncertainty change? That's my thoughts. I mean, until things shore up a little bit, I just have trouble getting like super long anything swing wise. Now I did obviously buy some equity because I like the prices here a little bit, but just like for swing type of trades, I need some more clarity in this market before I'm super excited about it. Which nice thing is, you trade futures, you trade, day trade, you can find some really nice moves. I mean, look at this move. I mean, if you went long when Knott's called this out on the 15-minute this at the beginning of the stream,
Oh, it's been beautiful.
I mean, you had to move from. I mean, even by the time we talked about it, you had to move from 498 to 505. I mean, that's a pretty big move. And contracts, of course, are juice, but even if you got in around this flag break, I mean, 1.26% move on SPY is nothing to frown at. We are above this Friday low. Is QQQ holding previous week's low? Yeah, basically right there. All right, boys. Great stream. Great stream. I love how much participation we had. The chat was awesome today. Shout out to all you guys. Appreciate everyone that tuned in. Of course. Um, Casey, we're gonna wrap it up here a little bit. Any thoughts you want to leave with the people today?
I just got stopped on the last little bit here in from the short. So, I mean, scalped it back down to the EMAs off the big key level there on SPY, that 50560. So, if it got the continuation of the 500 to the 21 EMA, I mean, that was full target for me. But regardless, the scalp was good for a little opportunity there. But no, I mean, you got more news and stuff coming out here in the next hour. You got Trump going to be in the Oval Office, I believe, at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So, maybe, power hour or sour hour, we will see a good move within the market from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern. So I'll just be watching that for potentially one more trade today on SPY.
Right.
Got some good movement there, but
I just tried to short right here.
I really hope SPY dumps to 482, 480 still by the end of the day. Would be amazing.
If ES breaks over this area, I'll get back out. But yeah, Knots, any final thoughts from you over there as we wrap this up? Sorry, I live trading over here at the same time.
No, I mean, just watching this market. I mean, that there's really. I'm just waiting to see what kind of goes on. I mean, it's just got to play it how you see it.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to keep doing this, guys, the same stream every Wednesday here at noon, the midweek market update. I think it's a perfect time to kind of go through charts and stuff. Obviously, right now, things are wild, like 24/7, it feels like. But love this stream. Appreciate the boys joining. Make sure you check out KC Trades, Bull Trade Finder as well, both of them. And check out their content. Check out their X. They're live trading on Spaces all the time with us. They also have their Discord rooms. Check those out as well. And if you like what they say, if you like their analysis, give them a check out over there. Take a little look see. Boom, boom. Let's go. Oh, let's go.
You gotta be shitting me. What the fuck?
Let's go.
Damn it, man.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Whoa! What was the news?
I don't know, but Emp just got paid. Holy shit.
Trump raises tariff on China. Trump raises tariff on China to 125%. Oh my god. Oh, and it's all the way back up. I'm glad I hit my.
Holy shit!
What is. Oh,
It's green! Oh my god!
what are we
No
doing?
way!
Did I hear 90-day pause somewhere?
No
I think I
way.
heard 90-day pause somewhere. Hold on. Hold on.
Yo, what the fuck is going on with this spike handle?
I heard Trump. I know Trump raising tariffs on China to 125 is factual. I thought I heard something about a pause.
Oh my god.
We are absolutely flying. Oh my god.
Dude, you can't even. Oh my god, this is wild.
Top Step just froze. What? What in the world?
Yeah, raising the tariffs on China to 125%. Authorize a 90-day pause.
90-day
Yes.
pause. Okay, there it is. 90-day pause.
So tariffs were raised, but there's a 90-day pause. Yeah, so tariffs were raised, by the way.
We're flying. If you are trading Top Step, we're at 5%, so be careful.
That is absolutely insane.
Okay, wow. That was absolutely insane. I'm glad we caught that live on stream here. Trump 90-day pause applies to reciprocal and 10% tariffs. This is why I was scared to short. This is the headline. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God. My entire portfolio just went up like insane. 4% move. We were up 5.7% on QQQ, 5.3% on SPY. Look at this daily candle. Oh my God.
Where are we right now? Dude, my screen's not even working.
Actual fuck. I fucking just got in a goddamn.
Oh,
Fucking joking.
what is this?
Dude, I think I have to
This
restart
is
my
the
computer.
wildest
I'm not
thing
even
I've ever
lying.
seen. This is the wildest move I've ever seen.
Actual body.
That's 900 points that just went up. Oh my God. VIX is probably absolutely crushing right now. What do you even do? Do we just sit back and grab popcorn? For those that just came in and don't know
I
what
don't know
happened,
what to
Trump
do.
did authorize, he raised tariffs on China to 125%, breaking Trump 90-day pause applies to reciprocal and 10% tariffs. 90-day pause on tariffs.
What do you even do here?
Just
What do you do?
what do you even do? You just watch.
Someone tell
Am
me
I
what
back?
you
Am
do.
I back?
You're back.
I made 2K. Look at the group chat.
Oh no. Oh
I
my
longed the
God.
fuck out of ES1 contract. I made $2,000 in about 18 seconds.
Oh my God. This is stupid.
We're at yesterday's highs.
If you're trading prop firms, please be very careful. We're getting close to limit up.
You know, it won't even let you trade it. Or it won't let me
Yeah,
trade
it
it.
shouldn't.
Not that I want to, but it won't let me.
We may hit limit up here on QQQ.
They do a limit up too? I didn't even know they do limit up. I forgot about
We're
that.
almost up 7%. I was told that's I've never seen it. I mean, Nvidia is up 10%. AMD's up 12. Tesla's up 11. Oh my God.
What the fuck? I'm gonna fuck dude, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. Hear me out. Hear me the fuck out. I'm gonna put.
That's you're wild. I don't even know if I want to hear you out on
Yeah, I
that.
like you. It's only $120, so right into yesterday's high. I got it. I mean, we just ripped what over 1,100.
Yeah.
I've never seen my entire portfolio move 5% at once.
My Nvidia, I know my Nvidia shares up 18%.
Nvidia's up 11% just today. Tesla's up 11%. Broadcom 10. Apple 10.
I gotta. Oh my god! Every one of my positions is up over 5% since I bought the other day. Most of them are in the 15 to 20% range. That is crazy.
We just went over 7% up on the day. Holy shit.
Finally, stop.
Let's see if S&P gets there. 6.5. We're getting absolute god candles right now. Is everything flying? Oh my god.
Frank, you little.
Oh my god, Bitcoin's back at 81K too. That 7% roll is for the S&P, by the way.
Bro,
I can hear paper in the background or something.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody that's
So,
just coming into
They
the,
do halt ups too.
as far as I understand,
Yeah.
S&P 7% is what I understand. All right, we'll find out if we go up
Yeah.
another 0.5%. I see several people joining the chat asking what's happening. Trump 90-day pause on reciprocal and 10% tariffs. The other piece of the headline was China went up 125 now on China. But yes, what?
I would hold off on taking any. $2,000.
2 grand.
Did you hear that up? He got into one call before this just because he actually liked the area, and the news came out, and I mean,
There it is, 7% up. Do we halt? I don't know.
I don't think there is a halt on up. I think it's only down. I got stopped on my put, by the way, lost $60. I'll be honest, it took a damn long while for that to lose.
What's crazy is I shorted this and made a bunch of money right before. Have you ever seen anything like this in your life? How far does this go?
Where do we go?
We just went up 1,400 points in less than 15 minutes. What do the premiums look like? Like, I bet the premiums are going nuts right now. I can't do anything with this. Well, unbelievable.
Well, I'm in puts again, and I don't even know if we're moving or not. I have a stop already, but I don't know if we're. My screen is not moving. I don't know what's going on. Oh no, it's moving now. I'm up 50%. I already made back my loss. We just bounced at yesterday's high, though. No,
we just
a
engulfed
little bit above
yesterday.
it.
Dude, SPY 0DT at the money is $7, $6. Oh my god. What a time to be on stream right now with the boys kicking it.
With the dogs.
I like the short here though.
I feel like you could short and long at any point. You're probably going to be able to take profit either direction. This is wild. What on earth happened? Why the pump? 90-day pause on reciprocal and 10% tariff. That's from Trump. He raised China to 125 and he paused tariffs 90 days, reciprocal and 10% tariff. I don't even know what you do now. Remember that Fiv extension I told you guys I like?
What about it now?
Look at it. You see this? Look at the left side of my screen over here. 1.272. Look where we just stopped.
Wait a second. Meta up $33. Wow. I'm gonna sell my puts here. I'm up 30%.
They actually moved.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get anything more than that, so I'm gonna sell them. We did bounce off of yesterday's low. I mean, sorry, high. I gotta check this down. I gotta restart my computer. That's what I gotta do. Holy shit. That thing is actually broken right now off of us. We just had a 2,000 point move in one day.
This is
Keep that in mind.
unbelievable.
A 2,000 point move today.
All I know is my portfolio moved 6% now.
With that 2,000 point move, we also had a 500 plus point move on ES. By the way, ES is in 9 EMA on the daily right here.
Ooh. You know what? I don't like where this rejected on SPY.
Yeah, 9 EMA on the daily on SPY, SPX, ES.
That's so that when I use fibs this daily, when you go from 172, you go back through this and you back test this 786 a lot. I don't watch it on the daily as much, but goodness gracious, that was look exactly where we just came back to. What does this look like here? Did we get to? Yeah, look at that. 382 fib right there too.
They're just moving this fucker.
All right, boys. I gotta jump off. Kids are waking up, but this was fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, we're good luck, aren't we? Appreciate you joining, KC. We do need to wrap up the stream here, but I mean, how could we during that?
Yeah, I don't know. I need to restart my computer, so I will catch you guys.
Yeah, nuts. Appreciate
My
you.
computer.
Appreciate everyone that tuned in. We had over 20,000 people tune into the stream, so appreciate all of you. Check out vistashares.com, that ticker AIS. If you like AI, definitely check that out. Thank you to KC, Knots. Thank you to Evan that came through here. Make sure you follow, obviously, Stock Market News. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe to the channel, please. Either Wolf or Stock Market News, either one. And then, of course, right here on X, we'll be on Spaces. We got more stuff coming up and a lot to talk about. Seems like we're going to have another long day of Spaces tonight. So we'll see what happens. Thank you, everyone. Take care. We do this every Wednesday at noon Eastern, midweek market update. Have a great rest of your day. Check us on Spaces. I know there's going to be a lot of conversation about this today. So check us out on Spaces. We're going to be on Ace the Kids link first here in just a few minutes, and then Stocks on Spaces, Power